All right, motherfuckers. It's the hater once again with a video. Today, we're going to be talking about today's episode of WWE SmackDown on Fox. A lot to talk about with this episode, in my opinion. I made a few videos about NXT that for some reason the audio was corrupted. So I'm trying something new here to make sure that we get some videos up and going, because we have gone from my 4 subscribers to 6 to eventually 8, and I think now I stand at 9. So the hateful 8 happened, and now we're at the fiendish 9. That's right, I'm using adjectives again. Maybe we'll, I don't know, the nihilistic 9 perhaps. We're 9 strong, motherfuckers, and we're gonna keep on growing up in this bitch. Now, let's start the show. So the first thing we had was the opening match, Nakamura versus Roman Reigns for the Intercontinental title. Now, this match was exactly what you would expect. A guy with 2 moves versus a guy with 3 moves. So, nothing really special here. Nakamura was drafted after Reigns. That was a big theme of the night. People's drafting positions. I don't know how I feel about it. It's not that important to me because it's all bullshit. But nonetheless, the match started. Sami Zayn was doing commentary. I have no idea why Sami Zayn is even employed anymore. Is there any wrestler in the history of wrestling that has been more of a bust than this jobber? The answer is no, motherfuckers. This guy needs to be released ASAP. He even looks like an idiot with his stupid little hat, his little beanie. I don't like this guy at all. Nonetheless, as the match is going on, Baron Corbin comes out for no reason and hits Roman Reigns with a scepter. With a butt of it, motherfuckers. I guess the motivation was that he was upset that Reigns was drafted before him. This is not a basis for a feud. This is just stupid. Anyways, Daniel Bryan comes out to help his new friend Roman. And that's how that segment ends. We find out later tonight that there's going to be a rematch of that. But now it's going to be a tag match. Nakamura and King Corbin versus Daniel Bryan, the yes man, and Roman Reigns, the big dog. So look forward to that. It wasn't that fun. Anyways, next up we have Shorty Gable versus Curtis Axel. This match was exactly what you'd expect, a complete throwaway match. Gable wins with the ankle lock. He makes Curtis Axel tap out. Curtis Axel didn't even get an entrance. Obviously, Shorty Gable was going to win. The match sucked. I didn't enjoy it at all. However, motherfucks, after the match, Shorty Gable cuts a promo. Now, this guy is not great on the mic or anything like that, but I think he did a good job given what his promo was. He basically talked about how everyone is insecurities and how he personally embraced his nickname of Shorty, right? Because he is short. He's 5'8". He's not even that short, you know? Like, you have, like, what? Finn Balor is like 5'10" on paper. He's probably like 5'8" in real life. Shorty Gable might be like 5'7" or 5'6" or something. He's not this, like, or maybe he's 5'8". He's not this, like, super, super short guy where being short should be his gimmick. Yet here we are. That is what it is. But the promo was good. He didn't cut it well. He doesn't have the charisma to cut good promos. But it was a good promo because the core of it, motherfuckers, is what resonated, right? Be yourselves. What happened to being yourselves, right? In this day and age, it seems like the only strategy is to not be yourself or be the opposite of what you are. We have men pretending they're women, women pretending they're men pretending they're aliens. You know, it doesn't matter. The person that should have heard this promo the most was Bruce Jenner or Caitlyn Jenner, whatever the fuck he calls himself or she calls herself this week. That's a very important thing to note, guys. Be yourselves. That's the key to happiness. The key to happiness is not if you don't like yourself, change yourself or say you're something else. It's be yourself. And Shorty Gable explained this to us as well as Shorty Gable could. He is a limited dude. But the promo ended with Shorty Gable saying, let's shorten up my name. I'm now Shorty G. Now, this serves no purpose. Shorty Gable works just fine, right? He embraced the nickname and then changed it again to Shorty G. It is what it is. Next, we have a backstage vignette. We have the New Day and Heavy Machinery, and they're making pancakes. Kofi Kingston's title reign means absolutely nothing. This guy's back to making pancakes. He sucks. He always has. Big E is the real star of this faction. Anyways, Otis Dozovich comes out with like a skillet or whatever with pancake batter. Tucker throws protein powder in it, and Otis kind of like throws it on his face, pretending to eat it. And everyone's like, whoa, how crazy is that? Now, this is kind of goofy, I will admit, but I do like Otis. Otis is charismatic, and Otis is cool. He reminds me of Rikishi from the Attitude Era, except for a few key differences. Number one, Otis Dozovich has good proportions. He's a fat dude, but he is like a little ball, and he's a powerful guy. Rikishi had like a T-Rex build, right? But instead of a tail, he had a fat ass. So his arms were always small. I never understood how he did like the belly to belly. He was just like a weirdly proportioned dude, and he had that stupid bleach blonde hair and goatee. It just screamed insecurity to me. He should have taken a page out of Shorty Gable's book, motherfuckers. And also, his name was Rikishi, which is a stupid name. So anyways, I like Otis, don't like Rikishi. This guy was just like a douchebag. When Otis dances, it's goofy and over the top and ironic. He dances in a way to suggest that he knows that he's this fat slob, but he'll dance because he likes to have fun and because fuck it, it gets people smiling, right? Whereas Rikishi danced like in a serious way. He did little arm moves and then he would shake his ass, right? And it was almost like Rikishi thought that he could dance, right? He thought he was this good dancer, and that Too Cool did the same thing. He pretended he was serious, and then Too Cool would be like, "Come on, Rikishi, you gotta dance. You're a cool guy." Except Rikishi never came off as cool. He came off as a fucking nerd. So, but that's enough about Rikishi. We ain't here to talk about that fat fuck. So, anyways, the match started eventually. Oh, also the New Day. Now, Big E made a joke saying like they can't swim or they don't like to swim either, playing up to the black guys can't swim stereotype, which was a little tongue-in-cheek and a cute little addition, I will say. The match started, typical match. It was New Day and Heavy Machinery versus Revival, Dolph and Robert Roode, who are now apparently like a real tag team. Dolph Ziggler has been straightening his hair. He grew it out a bit, and he's straightening his hair. And all I can think when I see his stupid hair is I can picture this cocksucker in front of a mirror with one of those irons that broads use to just straighten his hair. And he probably thinks to himself, "Oh, I look so good. Pull this off." Anyways, needless to say, the New Day and Heavy Machinery win because they're the more exciting quartet here. The match ended after Otis did a caterpillar. They went for the compactor, except I forget who. Someone grabbed Tucker's leg, so he couldn't do it. Otis gets the upper hand once again, does like a vertical suplex hold, puts the opponent right onto Big E, and Xavier Woods hits the midnight hour. Big E tagged in Otis. He was a legal man, but Xavier went for the pin, and you can tell that Big E was like, "What the fuck are you doing? I'm the legal man." But Xavier was caught in the moment. He got the pin. They danced a little bit afterwards. It wasn't over the top dancing, so it was fun. It was a nice little throwaway fun match, if you will. Next, we had a very horrible segment, starting with a promo package. Or no, I think first Miz came out, did his shtick. Welcome to Miz TV. I don't like it. Miz is all right, but I don't like Miz TV. Then Bayley came out with Sasha, and they sat down. All the fans were booing, and they were just sitting there stoic. And Miz says, "Oh, sup, dogs? Bayley, why'd you do that shit, fam?" And Bayley, sorry. Let's put a bookmark on that one, motherfuckers, and go back to the little promo package. They showed this was a big problem, in my opinion, and this encapsulates what is wrong with wrestling. They showed a promo of Bayley like destroying her little, puppet things with the wind, which now apparently are called the Baley Buddies. Maybe they were always called that. I never heard them say it. So I was like, what the fuck's a Baley Buddy? But anyways, I picked it up through contextual clues because that's how I roll. And they showed like the fans reacting to her destroying the Baley Buddies, and you had all these grown men and women with their hands over their mouths or their hands on their head like, oh my God, how could Baley destroy the Baley Buddies? I love the Baley Buddies. The Baley Buddies are what makes her a good character, guys. And then they showed this kid, I guess his parents videotaped them reacting to what I'm assuming is Baley destroying the Baley Buddies. And it was this little boy, and he was crying because presumably he likes Baley, you know? He's a kid. So that's what Baley is. She's a kid's character who is now being introduced as a serious character. And last week I said this was pretty good. I kind of enjoyed this heel turn. It was a good heel turn. But they completely screwed it up this week because they showed two problems. One, they showed this kid reacting in an appropriate way for a kid whose hero has turned evil. Then they juxtaposition this with all these adults reacting the same way. It's fucking weird, man. Why are you reacting to something like this the same way that a child would? This child probably thinks it's real or partially real. You're a grown man and a grown woman, and you're just reacting to this as if it's real. Like, oh, Baley broke your heart too? You fucking weirdos. Anyways, Miz asks her, why'd you do it, Baley? And the answer is obvious. It's the same answer everyone gives when they turn heel. The fans didn't appreciate me. You know, and Baley says, I don't have to explain myself to you or to the fans, Miz. And then this is where this segment just goes even worse. Miz says, you don't have to explain yourself to me, but you have to explain yourself to the fans, to the children, right? And then Baley, despite saying she didn't have to explain herself, Miz pretty much goads her by saying she's a jobber and she's second fiddle to Sasha Banks, and that he compares her to Brock Lesnar and that she's not talking. This is enough to goad Baley into giving the explanation that she felt she didn't owe anyone. So here we are. That's completely inconsistent. And she says exactly what I thought she was going to say. She says the fans didn't appreciate me. No one gave me a hug. She didn't even say Sasha Banks was there for her. She pretty much just said that, like, you know, life sucks and then you die, which is a Vince McMahon quote, and she delivered it with the charisma of 1/100th of Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon's great, Baley not so great. Now, on top of all this, right, on top of the fact that Baley feels jaded because nobody hugged her, is the underlying assumption that, what did she expect? That a fan would come and hug her? This is not the first time she lost a match. Did the fans hug her then? Like, what is it that made her realize that she wasn't going to get a hug from anybody, motherfuckers? So that was kind of stupid. And also, equally stupid, this entire, like, alliance with Sasha Banks now finally makes sense. You know, because Sasha is a heel, Becky's a heel. But Becky was already a heel. I keep saying Becky because that broad is so overexposed. But Baley was already a heel. She turned heel when she sided with Sasha, who was a heel, a few weeks ago. So they presented this as if this was her heel turn, right? And it wasn't. She already turned heel. This was like an attitude change, right? She didn't. Her alignment didn't change. She was still heel and remained a heel. But they pretended that when she destroyed the Baley Buddies, that was her heel moment. It wasn't when she attacked Becky Lynch. It was when she cut up the Baley Buddies, because for some reason the little kids thought she was a face, anyways. And the kids and the adults alike apparently had this weird attachment to the Baley Buddies. I thought it worked because she was shedding her former character in favor of a new character. But no, it wasn't just that. They're presenting this as if that was her heel turn moment, which was stupid. Now, needless to say, Miz did make a good point. Well, I say needless to say because it's common sense. I've been saying this to my friends for a while now. And that when Sasha Banks came out and took off her one wig that was pink or whatever to reveal another wig that was purple, people pretended that this was some sort of great character change. And Baley actually got a haircut, and they're pretending that this haircut is part of the character change. And Miz says, I don't need to get a haircut to be over, basically, because they made fun of him for being drafted like 6th round or something like that. The real thing they should have said is, Miz, don't even speak to us like we're equals. You were drafted after Humberto Carrillo. That's enough said, man. You can't justify that. But basically, Miz said, I'm over. Like, when I talk, people listen, and you guys just kind of suck. So this segment ended with Nikki Cross coming out, cutting a small promo about how she's going to beat up Baley after she wins the next match, which was a 6-pack challenge. It was, let me see if I can get this right. It was Nikki Cross, Dana Brooke, Lacey Evans, Mandy Rose, Sonya Deville, and Carmella And Nikki Cross won by hitting the Purge, which Michael Cole called a spinning neck breaker. Even though right before, like when she came out on her little side of the Titantron thing, it said like her achievement or her debut, and it was like her finishing move, the Purge. I didn't know it was called that, but I read that shit and I figured it out. Whereas Michael Cole didn't read it. So anyways, she hits the Purge, wins. She's the number one contender. This 6-man match, this 6-woman match, is the same thing as the Jinder Mahal 6-man match that he won to become champion, except for one key difference, and that is Nikki Cross ain't gonna be champion. Next, what do we have next? We had Braun Strowman versus Drew Gulak, right? This was whatever. You know, Braun Strowman came out. Drew Gulak cut a short promo saying that basically, unless Braun changes something, he ain't going to beat Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury's going to knock him out. He presents a 345 slide PowerPoint just to establish himself as a heel. This was, I wouldn't say it was a good promo because it wasn't, but it was a good moment because it presented a little bit of character for Drew Gulak, who's being reintroduced into the main audience here, or maybe introduced. I don't know if he's ever been on TV. Now, the problem with the match, of course, is this. Drew Gulak had a decent match against Leo Rush where he dropped the Cruiserweight title. And I understand Braun Strowman is a beast and he's much bigger than Drew Gulak, and I personally understand that, and I prefer it when the big guy typically beats the little guy, because then when the little guy wins once in a while, it feels good. The same way it feels good when the bad guy wins sometimes. But this was stupid because Braun Strowman just attacked him, and he did his little shtick where he just runs into him. Braun Strowman's entire moveset is like a few chops, the power slam, and just running into people. And when he loses a match, like I've said before, motherfuckers, he just runs into something. He runs into like a turnbuckle post, or he runs into the apron, or he runs into the barricade. He just runs into things. If this guy didn't run, he'd be undefeated. But anyways, he beats Drew Gulak in a throwaway match. And before he power slams him, he says, "Tyson Fury, I hope you're watching." Like, Tyson Fury's supposed to be intimidated by you beating Drew Gulak. Tyson Fury's like a real athlete, man. He could beat the shit out of anyone on SmackDown or Raw. That's right, even Brock Lesnar, motherfuckers. Especially that fat-ass Cain Velasquez. Anyways, next up, we had the tag match. Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan versus Nakamura and King Corbin. This match was nothing special. The finish was Roman Reigns spears Corbin through the barricade. This always looks cool. I can't say anything bad about that. In the ring, Daniel Bryan does the yes kicks. He actually hits the wind-up yes kick, and he goes to the corner to go for the running knee, or as I like to call it, the move that beats Cena. He misses because Nakamura jumps and kicks him in the face. Does like a jump kick to the face. Michael Cole says, "Nakamura with a knee." No, idiot. It wasn't a knee. It was a clear kick to the face. So he kicks him in the face and prepares for the Kinshasa. He misses it. Daniel Bryan hits the knee. Michael Cole says, "Daniel Bryan with a knee of his own." So that was that. The faces win. A few other moments from this episode. During the commercials, they showed a trailer for a movie with John Cena where he's a firefighter. The movie doesn't, I'm not saying the movie looks good, but you gotta love John Cena, motherfuckers. I knew this guy was gonna make it big. He was gonna be a Hollywood big shot. He's not there yet, but after Fast and Furious, this guy's hitting the big time. Deal with it. What else? No R-Truth. I know he's on Raw, but you know that title should be defended on both shows. He should be running around. Did not like that particularly. R-Truth is tight. And yeah, that pretty much sums up this episode of SmackDown. Overall, I would say that the episode was, I'd give it a D- if I'm being honest. A lot of people that should be showcased weren't showcased. I'd like to know what the fuck happened to Luke Harper. You know, like some people that were drafted high didn't show up, and that's not cool. I need to see some of these people so I don't forget that Luke Harper's in the fucking company, man. No Brock Lesnar, of course. No Rey Mysterio, of course. No Cain Velasquez, of course. And yeah, and next week we're going to have a face-to-face, on Monday, face-to-face, Braun Strowman and Tyson Fury. This serves no purpose whatsoever. Nothing good's going to happen here. And I think next Friday, we have Brock and Cain face-to-face. No, actually, sorry, we already had the Braun and Tyson. So ignore that part, bitches. and we're going to have Kane and Brock face to face. What's going to happen is this. Rey Mysterio is going to say, Cain Velasquez es mi carnal, and he's going to beat Brock Lesnar, Dominic. And then Paul Heyman's going to say, it's not a prediction, it's a spoiler. Brock Lesnar is like a real champion. And he's going to say something along the lines of Brock Lesnar had diverticulitis to kind of excuse away his loss, which is ironic because the last time that Paul Heyman came on TV, he said Brock Lesnar makes no excuses, even though he has a pretty valid excuse, you know. But it is what it is. The show was a D- because nothing cool happened. They showed a cringy-ass promo for Ali. No one cared. And also they hyped up a little bit with a Hogan promo. The Team Hogan versus Team Flair match. They teased the fact that Hulk Hogan said he's going to beat the shit out of Flair at Saudi Arabia. And they also talked about the tag team turmoil match. Now, I like a good tag team turmoil match. But everything they do in Saudi Arabia is presented as the best, like to determine the best tag team and the biggest tag team battle turmoil ever, right? And that's just that's fucked up, man. All they do is just do things for Saudi Arabia to piss people like me off. But anyways, it is what it is. I'm probably gonna watch it just for Tyson Fury. I couldn't give a rat's ass about anything else. I guess I'm curious to see how Cain Velasquez is gonna do in the ring. The match's probably gonna be shit. Maybe Kane wins, and then Brock Lesnar beats him in their rematch or something. I don't know. That's the only way to do it, really, because if Brock Lesnar wins, then why the fuck would Cain Velasquez get a rematch? That would make no sense. You know, like, Brock Lesnar beats you, dog. The end. So, there you have it, motherfuckers. It's been another episode of reviewing WWE SmackDown, and I think I'm going to go back and re-record my fucking... what's it called? NXT video. And it was 2 videos, but I'm going to truncate that shit into one. Again, shout out to the subscribers that I know. That would be my boy, Larsy. Larsy, you're a cool cat in my book. Lars Henry, for all of you that need to know. Marcus Shelton, that's a new subscriber. Subscribe today. And of course, Senses Padron, who claims to be a subscriber. I didn't get a notification for him, but he said that I'm awesome and that I earned a new subscriber. And then on the notification it says, the Duke 007 commented, what is your opinion on AJ Styles? I intend on doing a video on AJ Styles, but I'll just tell you this, since you asked, motherfucker, AJ Styles is awesome. I've always loved him in TNA. Even in New Japan, he was great. And that's another video, New Japan, by the way. Oh, we got a lot to talk about that. So AJ Styles is tight, and I will explain why he's tight, probably in the 12 reasons why AJ Styles is tight. You like that, bitches? I do 12 reasons. Some do 10, some do 50. I do 12 because that's what I want. I do it like I want to do it. Nobody tells me what to do. And I'm coming after. And when I say this, I don't say it lightly. I'm not here to share subscribers with anybody. I intend on dominating every other YouTuber, especially in the wrestling commentary scene, right? You just wait. Things are only going to get better. I'm just hitting my strides, motherfuckers. Anyways, as usual, thanks for watching, and go fuck yourself!